Eyebrows working. Fantastic. Morning, everybody. My name is Curtis, and here we go. Today, I believe, we're going to talk about taking your nose, putting it towards a grindstone. I don't think I've ever seen a grindstone in real life, but I know they exist, and I'm pretty sure it's just a spinning stone wheel that you grind your knives or animal shearing devices on back in the old days. I can't believe the fell apart. It already fell apart. Didn't even start yet. We're just 2 seconds in. Show is already in the toilet. Whoosh. That wasn't a cartoon lever. Just a regular toilet lever. Sending this turd away where it belongs. No, but seriously, grindstones and working hard and people doing it. I'm not saying I don't work hard. I'm saying that most of the time I get to sit right over there. Like I could throw anything and hit my chair. And as far as the gear I use, I'm touching it right now. It's this gear. And then my drawing tablet. I get to draw pictures. Like I said, on my way to and from my job when it's not 3 feet away, when I actually go to the office and be around people, occasionally I'll pick up hitchhikers, and by occasionally I mean I've lived here for many years, and I won't pick up hitchhikers in like my hometown or the city I lived in before here or anywhere, like anywhere. There's no way. I mean, picking up hitchhikers is how you get murdered. Like that's you want to start a movie, you want to write a movie where people die right away. Have them just pick up the guy. It's so easy and unbelievably believable. That's a fun oxymoron. Um, so at a certain point, I realized, oh, like these people for the most part like live on my street or down the street, and they're just trying to get to work or from work, and I'm just driving way out of town here. Why not? Why wouldn't I? What kind of monster would I be? These people are, as near as I can tell, clearly harmless. Most of them look extremely harmful, like maniacs, like borderline crazy hobos. But I know that, oh no, you're not. Like, I know that you're not. I've seen you around. You probably don't reek terribly. And, I picked up one guy who said, don't pick up that guy. He smells so bad, and only one or two people will ever pick him up because that smell doesn't go away. Good. Thanks for the heads up. No offense, but that guy, I can see what he smells like from here, so that wouldn't have come up. I won't say that out loud to you because I don't want to be a monster to somebody who I already thought, should I stop for you? Are you clean enough? Are you not going to make me want to throw up in my mouth and not kick you out because that's rude? So whatever. Like most of the time, like I said, these are just the people in my neighborhood. In my neighborhood that you meet each day when you're walking down the street. The people that you meet in your neighborhood. Is that Bob from Sesame Street? Either way, I meet a bunch of these people or a handful of these people, and most of them not only have a job that sounds awful, like no offense, awful. One guy is the garbage man that comes out here and didn't pick up my garbage today. I have lots of garbage, did a bunch of stuff in the yard, got extra garbage, plus they changed our dates and they messed up last week, or we messed up. I don't know. But today was garbage day, and I know it was, and they just skipped our whole street because they thought, oh, everybody put out their recycling today. I didn't. I put out my recycling last week. Regardless, it doesn't matter. He like basically told me how much he makes and was like, it's pretty great. No, that's not great. It's like 3,000 below out today, and if I hadn't have stopped to pick you up, you would have been waiting anywhere from 30 seconds to another God knows how long before somebody stopped. And or you were just going to walk it sounds like an hour and a half walk home in this deadly cold. That means that you don't make enough money for this job. You can't afford to get to and from your job without possibly dying of the elements. So that's not cool. But the way he said it, it still sounded kind of cool. because it was like, oh, I only have to work like these many hours and I get paid this much. Like exponentially, like if we organize this with some other things, then yeah, this is real good. Or if you were a garbage man three more times that day and got that same pay for that same amount of time, like that would be amazing. But yeah, right now you're freezing to death, and I'm not even taking you home. I'm dropping you off at another part of the highway so that you can continue up the rest of the highway in another direction. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Of course, you have other jobs you have to do in order to live still, and you're still gonna have to get, a way there and from. Also, you just told me you live at home. What? Okay, cool. So, I guess it's a lot of money if you're not paying any kind of bills. Oh, your mom's job? That sounds even worse. And she's got like two jobs, and she's like scrambling for hours. When somebody scrambles for hours, it kind of sounds like, oh, I only have a few hours here and there, so I just have a part-time job and it fills the time. Like, I don't think that's a thing. As near as I can tell, like people with two jobs, are I don't being worn down, like something hard being grinded against some sort of stone that grinds. A grindstone. It's like their face is actually being ground down by the grindstone. Not that they're getting disgusting, but that they're being worn down. Like I said, like my job is like the hardest part of my job is dealing with peripheral vision and my hearing. That has nothing to do with anything. That's just pure me of just like I just want to sit and I want to draw. But then one of the programmers goes to the other programmer's desk way behind me, but I can see it. I can still feel it. I still know it's happening. And then vice versa. And then the 3D guy goes to see the other programmer, and that programmer goes to see that 3D guy, and this 3D guy goes to see the texture guy. And after that happens, let's say once, I don't want to draw anymore. I'm just like, it feels like a commotion is going on around me, and I know that it's not. I understand, and I've had to sit down with not a sit down, a phone call with like I said, professional people who understand people like me. I want to say, or just people in general. No need to make myself the center of their universe, but it's just like, oh yeah, yeah, like you're like a respected person in some sort of field, and you're telling me that yeah, in order for me to do the things that I do well, I need a fortress of solitude. I got to separate myself from people because I do have certain things that are like, again, like you're hyper aware and you're hypersensitive and you're this and you're that, and all these things just get your mind going 1,000 miles an hour. So it is just like awesome. Now I'm thinking about all the dumb things they just said that probably don't have anything to do with me, or they have a little bit to do with me, and they've decided to make it sound like, what do we do? Like, guys, let me tell you something. My job is great now. I design the things that people want designed, and then you deal with it. Here you go. I design stuff, make it happen in real life. In the old days, in the old days when I worked in TV, not video games like I do now, kind of the opposite would happen where it's like, here you go. Actually, in video games, it happened a lot too. Before this job, where it was like, here's your design, now go animate it or deal with it. Like, yeah, you got a question over here? How in the fun am I supposed to animate this thing? Are you like you just handed me an oil painting and you wanted to like do some cool matrix stuff? Are you crazy? You're crazy. Like, that's my design. I'm the greatest designer in the world. Do you not enjoy this design? I think it's an awesome design. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, wow, great oil painting. Amazing oil painting. There's no sign on my door, but I'm going to put a sign on my door later today that says, I don't animate oil paintings. That's hard and crazy. Unless you want it to look kind of crazy, like how other people animate their weird oil paintings, I can do that. But what you're asking for and what you have, like, I can't put those two together. You're going to need a wizard, or it won't be done in like a few hours. Like you need, it'll take the whole year to do that one thing instead of 30 every 3 days. Is that cool? No, I didn't think so. Then you're gonna get it the crappy way. Yay! Uh, and now I get to be that guy instead of I was like, these concept artists, like I hate them. They always just here's the worst angle you could ever use for what you need to use this for. Why did you even draw it like this? This is the only thing that's happening over here. Is he standing and pointing at the screen like this, and you drew him like completely silent, like looking back like this, like, hey, cool, what's he look like? And then you do it, and they're like, what about his eye patch? I can only see one half of his face. Oh, there should be an eye patch on the other side. The concept artist, he sent me a note over Twitter 2 weeks ago. I don't read everything that you read. Whoever you are, imaginary person I'm making up for a scenario similar to things that I've gone through in the past. Either way, now I'm that jerk. I get to be that jerk. Hey, oh, you guys didn't. Yeah, 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 just change it. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Like I drew it this way, but I don't know. Put like some spikes on his neck. What do you mean? I don't know. Just figure it out. I'm done. That's the design. Now I just could say the rest in words because that's what happened to me. But always being that person where it is like, oh, now I'm older than people. I get to be that jerk, right? I get to be the bully because I could never do that. Also, I never became a bully level human, so I still, swam in my own pond. But artistically speaking, and job power wise speaking, I am in a position where I do get to be like, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna do you another drawing. Do it that way. But usually, it's just like, oh, geez, do need to turn around? No problem, because in my head, I already see this turning around. Like that's the problem. One of the problems I have with 3D is, this is weird because this isn't how it should look. I know you're telling me this is exactly how it looks because it's real and it's 3D and you've built it. Um, but if we were to draw this, we would draw all the best angles, the best, and then who cares about the in-betweens because there's a lot of positions people look ridiculous from. Like I should probably be some sort of three-quarter all the time, but I'm not. Let's do it like this. The whole show, and it's gonna make me insane. Uh, so regardless, again, whatever, blah blah blah. I have power. I have drawing as a job and a chair to sit in. Not so bad. I don't have to go dig people's horrible, horrible garbage out of the ice and snow and then find a way back to my home that I share with my mom and then watch her go through the same kind of trouble for a job almost as bad as picking up garbage in the cold. Also, I don't believe she can drive. And then you do it again. And I mean, this is my second job is, hey, I'll sit on my couch and I will record things with whatever I've got lying around, or I'll record an audio podcast. And even easier, I don't have to set up a camera, I don't have to position anything, and just hold the microphone, and it doesn't matter what anything looks like, and it's amazing. So if I think I'm too tired every Monday, no, it's not. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the show, it's on, it's available, it's out. And I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Sometimes some stuff on the weekends, sometimes some stuff at night before or after this show, and between the other podcast and whatever, trying to get the house ready to sell a house and dealing with weird things like, hey, you should like get out there and practice like meeting people and like get ready to have another relationship at some point in the future and whatever, just having different friends. Like the one thing that I've been practicing real hard at not doing because I've had a significant other for a long time is not meeting new people to replace or whatever. Like that's just like rule number one of that fight club is don't invite anybody to the fight club. And now that person is like Edward Norton is like, hey, I know there's only one of us in here because it's Fight Club, but you should go do it with these sites. What? What are you? What? You're. What? I know this is. You're the one who was supposed to be making sure that I don't do anything like this back in the old days, and now you're like, you should really get out there. Should I, or should I push my brain back together because you just split it in half? Because that's like I don't even know. Like the most bizarre scenarios in my head. I, I I don't even know. Like that's like saying, I mean, my own mom being like, you know what? You do live life pretty safe. you should try and be like Spider-Man and just get some things and just be Spider-Man for a little while. What? That seems like the opposite of what you've always taught me the whole time I've known you, Mom. Is don't go swinging from buildings and thinking you're Spider-Man. Like, okay, good lesson. I will learn that. Like, or even more so, just like that's like your mom going like, hey, don't use a condom. All right, see you later. Like, pretty sure that's the opposite of mom advice. Like, and if it's not, then your mom's nuts. Listen to my advice. Use one. Um, so the reason I think let's turn that into a segue. A lot of people end up with the 2 or the 3 jobs, which again, there's no way. There's no way. I think that's the reason I do work as hard as I do is because it's like I can't handle another job, and I can't handle the truth. All I need is to leave at the end of the day with one thought of a thing that's like, oh, I'm going to do this tomorrow or finish it or work on it, and oh, it will consume me. It will consume me, and it's very hard to push that away. I have to do shoga to get myself centered and cleared out and whatever silenced up in the membrane, so that I can leave some space to get insane in the membrane with you guys in the Cypress Hills. And I can't imagine, like, again, like I've known people and watched them just look like, oh, you're gonna die today, or how feel really uncomfortable being around you because I'm pretty sure you're gonna die. Like, yeah, that's no big deal. I'm fine. It's great because on like Saturdays and Tuesdays I get the whole day off. What? But Wednesday I work all morning, Thursday I work all night, and then Friday I work all morning and all night on 2 separate things. Like, nope, that's it. That's it. Like, I'm gonna have to go live in like a $35 apartment or share something with 19 people or do something else because it is just like there's no way. But in the case where it is like, oh, you got like 3 kids and this other job didn't pan out or something something, so now you're just like juggling things to make it all work and fit together, and it's just like how do you not, rob a bank or start murdering people? Like, I know I couldn't go to that level, but I would definitely spend the 15 minutes a day I have between all of the jobs thinking about how do I rob a bank, how do I do some sort of Richard Pryor Superman 2 or 3 thing where I get all the extra change that nobody's really accounting for in the bank. And clearly they've already done that, and what with gift cards, and they've already usurped everything. Forgot to watch a cartoon. Let's go to one real quick and then be done with this. Be done with this already. Do we even have any cartoons left? I think I got got a bunch of like literally playing with toys, like not even stop motion, like actually like let's put on a play with toys. Did the alien stop motion? I thought that was pretty fun. I meant to talk about a bunch of the animations that I've done before, and I never did on the last episode about cartoon physics. I'm not going to do it today either. Tangentially.
La 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 do 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 meow. What? What do you mean? I thought I made that up. I thought I. Who's Mario? I don't know anybody named Mario. Lopez? This is Mario Lopez's song? You're a Mario Lopez song. La la la.
And we're back. Sometimes when I pull the animation cord, I go, because I forget that I'm also going to just put in a sound effect, and nobody wants to see me go, that's disgusting. Like, it's disgusting to watch people make noises with their head, and I don't know what the deal. I don't know what the deal with my hair is. Seriously, I really don't know. Now they're here, now they're there. So, like, I mean, that's always been a fear of my life. One, having uncontrollable hair, gotta live with it. And 2, ending up somehow with 2 or 3 kids and just being like, well, that's it. I'll just be at work forever because there's no way a human being can afford 2 or 3 kids. Like, that's just not possible. And then I pick these people up in my car, and one guy specifically, he had 2 or 3 kids. I think something like two lived with him and one didn't, or three lived with him and one didn't. Either way, there was way too many, and he was like going to a job that he probably was only going to for like 4 hours, and he definitely didn't go there every day. So how? Oh, you also work over at this other place? Okay, excellent. And then what happens when you work on those at the same day? You just do that, and then you don't explode? Like, I had to convince myself to come upstairs and sit here and do this even though I wanted to. And it's easy. Like, I'm just talking. I mean, I got to edit. There's a bunch of things I have to do, render it like 5 different times to get it to the super low quality that it's at when you see it. Um, but I get to come home first. I get to be home and do it. Even still, like the act of going to my actual job, like today when I got to lunchtime, I was like, I have my own food at home. I don't want to go out and get food. Am I really that lazy? No, I'm prepared. I've set up a whole system of living by which I have a home to live in and food in that home and what have you and whatnot. And my car is there to get in and out of that place in case of emergencies or need of more food or comfortable blankets or whatever it is people need to stay happy and alive. So, like I said, it just, I don't know. My biggest problem is peripheral vision and hearing the nonsense, but I can put on headphones and do my best to try not to notice stuff moving around and or just work from home when I feel like it. The garbage man can never work from home. Hey guys. Hey, what's up, Terry? Yeah, I'm just gonna work from home today. What's that? You're a garbage man, Terry. Yeah, I know. Some garbage here. I'm just gonna pick this up, take care of it. So you gotta do more than that. I'll go next door. I'll work from next door as well. I'll get their garbage. Fine, Terry. Yeah, I figured as much. Cool. This job sucks anyway. Don't make enough. Can't afford to get to and from there. If you want to pick me up, no, didn't think so. Excellent. And I quit. Uh, and that's how like so many jobs are. I mean, my first internship, you whatever you want to call it, work to learn job. I don't know. While I was still in college, was like cool. This is costing me like hundreds of dollars to go to this job and I don't know. I did learn some stuff, but mostly I got a lot of just crazy stories of, oh, this guy thinks this is a business. He doesn't realize it's crazy. We're in a school. We're in a school. It was like, oh, you're a production company. Yeah, but we're in this high school, so then I also like I'll teach some classes, and then they give me like this free rent and access to the. Nope, that's not how you run a production company. That's it's a pretty good scam for like some half decent like rent. I'm guessing you learn and you can have fun teaching students, and it's a lot of good credit. But every time you bring a client in here to tell them what special effect you're going to do to their commercial, very poorly. Um, I mean, you get you get what you pay for, kind of thing. You can, I mean, it's literally what you would expect by going to some sort of a business that's in a high school, if not worse. And I mean, so much so that I was there halfway through college, and it's like, here I made something. Wow, you're gonna make us rich. No, I don't know what I'm doing, and this isn't good or usable. This isn't how 3D works. I know that much. There's no bones, there's no skeleton, there's no nothing. This isn't real. I can't, it's not what I'm doing here is just kind of a jokey thing that you shouldn't try to build a business around. And then he took the thing that I did. I'll tell you what I did before the show ends real quick. This is what I did at a job that I got paid nothing for. Yeah, that covers all my notes. I don't know. It shouldn't be legal to allow people to have more than one job, and if they do, it better be because like they're like how volunteers are. You're doing so much because you love it and it fuels you, not because you're hanging on for dear life. That's no way. And I don't know. I don't know how the government steps in, but that's definitely a place where they should step in and be like, "You got how many jobs? No. Yeah, we'll probably take some of your kids away, but we're gonna fix this." Sorry, I don't know. I have terrible ideas sometimes. Or the greatest. I was working at this place, and the I don't know. My favorite part, uh, before I even tell you what I did, was he would bring clients in or whatever. I put them in quotes because I don't know what they were. I don't think they actually had money. And he would show them this basically an empty space, and then we had a couple computers, and there were some cameras and like maybe some microphones and sound gear, and there was stuff. Most of it was wrapped up, and I never saw anybody use it. And he pointed to this area that was filled with that stuff that you would see from those old 80s how to teach your employees not to harass customers videos. Like everybody knows what I'm talking about. Also, if anybody in your family or you have I'm going to say elementary school photo of yourself and the crazy laser background that's behind you, that's what this area of the room looked like because that's where it all came from. That's the kind of videos he made, and he showed me one, and he was super proud of it. And I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing. Like, I have to be ecstatic about how amazing this is because I'm so ecstatic about how so amazingly not good this is. Like, this is like when you see in a TV show when they're like, hey, Susie, we're making a bad video to show how funny it is to make a bad video. And it was real though, but it was real. And these people were like, we want to be actors, some of them. And I think he said something about one of the girls. I think he was just trying to hit on her. Either way, it was a whole sordid tale that should not have been told to anybody, let alone me. Thankfully, I don't remember his name. I do remember the name of his, I'm going to say sidekick, but a guy that was working there. His name was Ron. And one day, he was bringing the clients in, and he was just like showing, like, this is where we can basically blue screen you in. You ever see this? You ever do that? And it's just like that. He's describing things that he definitely can't do. And then he was out of the room. Ron happened to be on that side of the room, and then he looked at me and he was like, "Oh, and as you can see here, like this is where we shot Jurassic Park, and this is where we did." He just started naming the most effects heavy movies of the time, and I laughed and laughed until I spilt something on one of the computer mice, and then I wiped it up, and everything was fine. The job, again, not really a job. It was like, hey, we don't know what we're doing. Trying to make like a puppet head or something in 3D. I can make shapes into a thing in 3D at this point. Not used to this 3D program you're using. It doesn't exist anymore. That's how fantastic it was. Also, I believe, oh, it was called LightWave. And LightWave 7 or 8 had just came out, and I was working on LightWave. No numbers, just LightWave. Cool. You don't... Awesome. What kind of computer is this? I've never seen a computer this beige before. What is this? What is this, a DOS machine? It's an Amiga. They're like actually the best. When people say something's actually the best, it's usually gone in about a year. And hey, as you can see, we're all working on our Amigas. Anyway, I build basically a Muppet style head, and I set some keyframes, and just for fun, I'm like, all right, check this out. Like I said, I don't know how to do it. You'll have to get the other guy, if he knows any 3D, to actually do something with this. This is the most I could do, and like I said, this isn't real. But the frames are there, so if, I don't know, programming something, and I would just scroll up and down with the mouse, and I just knew that if I whipped up here, up and down, the certain mouth shapes would go. If I whipped down here real quick, certain mouth shapes. If I went over here, he would look to the side and jiggle up and down, basically, and then mouth movement, and then other side, etc. So I just planted a bunch of things. It wasn't super smooth unless you planned on going, hey, what's over there? All right, cool. Hey, all right, here, and you just had to work it into whatever you're saying. So just to be a funny, silly guy, I was like, I think they told me to make it Scottish or something, so it just had like a Scottish beret, or they just wanted this Scottish beret desperately. So I scrolled up and down, and I was just like, whatever. Hey, Ron, how you doing? And did this horrible Scottish / Irish / I don't know how to do accent. And they were like, that's it. Like, you did it. No, I didn't. Like I said, this isn't a thing. It's like a virtual puppet. It is not a virtual puppet. It's almost like a virtual puppet, except it's mostly this is very scotch taped together, guys. This is a head floating in space. I don't know what we're doing right now, but he took it, the whole machine, everything, the mouse, all the things, and and was going to like set it up somewhere and then hire somebody to stand behind a curtain and scroll up and down on this mouse and then greet people as they came into, I think his plant was like major events or something else. And also there were some businesses that are like, they would love this in their thing. Like, nobody's gonna, are you crazy? Anyway, bring all the gear and show them the thing. So he brought it with him, but before he packed it up, he ran it all through the video gear and had me do the exact same thing I'd just done, and gave me the names of the people that were going to be at this thing that he was going to present it to. And I just went around and just said random things. I don't know anything about any of these people. And apparently, at a certain point, I went, Johnny Abbas was the man's name. I think some sort of local parliament type guy. And Johnny Abbas, something, something, something. But I had the puppet's head turn just before I said it, or as I said it. And that's where he was sitting. And it blew all their minds. So the only people that were like, this is great. Like, your idea, greet people with this digital puppet, like, and you can do anything. Like, no, I can't. If you hire somebody that can make these things, then yes, but I can't. I'm a high school. I'm a college student making 3D in a high school. This is nuts. Thankfully, I wasn't there to raise my hand and say, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. You're all being duped, hard and or fast. So camera didn't change. Camera. And he came back and he was just like, you wouldn't believe, like, they loved it. Like, am I really going to get rich before I go back to college? Because that would be super awesome. I have no interest in paying back my student loan. Let's do whatever it is. He's like, the casino, the one place with money around here. Excellent. What did they have to say? They want it. Well, then there you go. Now let's figure out a way to do this thing and give me a big fat check. But I said, no, we're still in a high school, dude. You're still making videos for the mall, guy. It's the only place with the money. Dude, guy, friend, what are you saying? Well, let me tell you something, he said. The casino, they ruined, I want to say, my brother's life, or his best friend. Let's go with brother. They ruined my brother's life. I don't want to say that it's all your brother's fault, but the casino, like, just by existing, didn't do that. That's like, a gun by existing doesn't kill the people who have been accidentally killed in the world. People did by having a gun around that could go off. You can't, what? Yeah, a lot of people lose all their money at the casino, but yeah, no, he didn't even lose all his money at the casino. Somebody else did, and then they like stole his truck or the battery out of his truck. That doesn't ruin somebody's life. What are you talking about? What's happening right now? Where's my casino check? I did something that doesn't work and I want to get paid for it. And that's what it means to be whatever the hell it is I am. Yeah, instead of having 3 jobs, just do one job crazily and then exhaustedly talk about it at the end of the night. Be good. For the love of God, be careful. For the love of candy and fun. What? Who? Morning, everybody. Hey, click on my butt or Ripley's butt to subscribe. Click on my butt. 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 Click on my butt.